Hey YouTube, Gear Qualia here, bringing you all my budget Angel Feather Cardfight Vanguard standard deck profile for post the Astral Force. With the release of the Astral Force extra booster set, we were given the new Marissa Angel Feather Grade 3, which focuses on, inflicting damage upon yourself to gain the different units you can call out onto the field using the card. But with the budget version of the Angel Feather deck, we actually got some new cards in the set, I would say, to focus on a more budget-friendly Angel Feather deck that you can make that focuses on the Imaginary Gift Protect 2 markers that you place out onto the field to have additional defense plays you can do with all the different units, and just having all the search power that resides in the new grade 1, 2s, and 3s that we run in the deck from the new Astral Force booster set. It's a really interesting deck if you're looking to play a different style of Angel Feather that focuses more on the Protect 2 gift marker, like Marissa from the new set. Then you can focus on this deck being a little more, appropriately priced, since I know a lot of the new stuff from the new set is pretty pricey altogether, along with all the other old Angel Feather support. So focusing on that, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the grade 3s, your main unit is the new Preside Chief Yomiel, or Yomiel, I believe is how you pronounce the name. With it, on Vanguard or rear, when placed from hand, counterblast 1, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to the same number of Preside Chief, Yomiel, or Amputation Angel, or Sectio Angel from among them as the number of Protect markers on your circles, and put them into your hand and shuffle your deck. So the Protect markers on your circle plays into the fact that you're going to run Imaginary Gift Protect 2 in this deck, since Protect 1 focuses on being in your hand and acting as a sentinel, but the Imaginary Gift Protect 2 adds the additional shield power to the units you place on those circles, being a more defensive play that you can do, but with this skill, relying on Preside Chief Yomiel for that search power allows you to add more units into your hand with, Imaginary Gift Force or additional grade 1s and 2s to have that defensive play that you can rely on with this deck, which is very, very useful. And the fact that it is a Vanguard or rear guard ability means you can play the other grade 3s that we run in this deck onto your Vanguard circle and still rely on her search power in the deck to get those cards into your hand for you to use, and works even better at late game when you have more Imaginary Gift Protect 2 markers set up on the field for more and more searches from the top 7 cards of your deck. And then for the backup grade 3 in the deck, we had 2 double rares in this set for Angel Feather, so I decided to focus on the Mend Scraper Tomael being the backup grade 3 in the deck. On Vanguard or rear, once per turn, counterblast 1 and put a unit card from your hand into your damage zone face down. Call a card from your damage zone to rear, and until end of turn, that unit gets plus 5,000, and if that unit were a grade 3, it gets boost. So having the additional grade 3 power in the deck definitely comes in handy for just the overall setup of cards in your damage zone for a bunch of other cards we have in the deck, and also being able to rely on that grade 3 having boost. If you have other grade 3s on the field, being able to have that card have that boost power just makes it that much better if you were to call Yomiel and then get multiple copies of Yomiel along with other grade 2s on the field to set up some of your boost columns as such, and then be able to attack with those units, also giving it the plus 5,000 power with this card and the additional shield power potentially with whatever you call out with the Imaginary Gift Protect 2 markers you can have on the field. And then as for the rest of the grade 3s, I wanted to run 1 Mobile Hospital Feather Palace. On Vanguard or rear, when it attacks, you can Soul Blast to grade 3, face down all of cards in your damage zone, and until end of battle, this unit gets plus 20,000 in extra critical, and your opponent cannot call Sentinels from the guard circle to hand. I'm only running 1 of this card. It's more of your finishers in the deck to set up against your opponent for the final blow when you have all your setup from all of the different Angel Feather grade 3s in the deck, with Yomiel being more of your setup for your units and your Mend Scraper Tomael being the setup from your damage zone. You can rely on Mobile Hospital Feather Palace to be your go-to push against your opponent for game, restricting their Sentinel calls and having overall the 32,000 power and the additional critical without even being boosted with some of your other cards. And once again, being another Vanguard or rear guard ability that you can use, you can have Yomiel or Tomael set up on your Vanguard circle and still rely on this after your Twin Drive for the overall power push they can do. And that is it for the grade 3s. We'll now move on to the grade 2s. I run 4 Amputation Angel. This is your grade 2 go-to card with your Preside Chief Yomiel, all relying together for the Imaginary Gift Protect 2s. With its rear guard ability, if you have a Protect 2 marker in the same column as this unit gets plus 15,000 power, being a continuous plus 15,000 power. Very, very strong and useful for sure for that Protect marker. And on rear, during the battle it attacks, if you have 3 or more Protect markers on your circle, your opponent cannot call Sentinels from his or her hand. So when this card attacks alone, it'll be the 24,000 power in total going up against your opponent. Not being able to use Sentinel if it's late game and you have plenty of Protect on the field to go for. And then also relying on that power just for the fact that Amputation Angel is one of the searchable cards with your Yomiel. If you are able to get plenty of searches late game, having your Yomiel on your Vanguard circle and the additional Amputation Angels on your rear guard, having that power for the grade 2, and then also being able to hit your opponent for those big numbers and have them not be able to use Sentinels means they have to use a lot of cards from their hand to guard off all of these different attacks that you'll potentially be doing against them. And like I said, once again, being a search card, just like Sectio Angel, is a big plus off of this as long as you have your Protect markers set up also. And for the other grade 2s, I am running 3 Clearview Angel. When placed from hand, put a card from your drop zone into your damage zone face down. Call a face-up card from your damage zone to rear. So just an easy setup once again from your damage zone with this card being able to set up cards in the field. Being a rare from the deck also makes it quite affordable from the newest set, the Astral Force, for you to be able to add into your deck, not having to go any high rarity, Angel Feather, older cards to add in. It doesn't give any power or anything, but it just sets up cards on the field so you have more proper cards on the field to use. Like, let's say your Amputation Angel is in your damage zone and you want it on the field. Just with all of that setup, it can easily be done with this card, not requiring anything else. I only run the 3 of it though because we had to take away from the grade 2 lineup for the grade 3s in the deck. If you wanted to take out the Feather Palace, you can put in a 4th copy of Clearview Angel into the deck as that position to replace. And I'm also running 3 Thermometry Angel, the last of the grade 2s. During your turn, if a new card was put into your damage zone this turn, this card gets plus 5,000 power. It's a continuous ability that always activates when something goes into the damage zone, which we have plenty of cards relying on that damage zone play as well. And on rear, during your turn, if a new card was put into your opponent's damage zone, this unit gets plus 5,000 power also. So you can rely on both for that power plus when you're dealing damage against your opponent, or when you're, just putting cards into your damage zone off of your own Angel Feather plays. Definitely a good rare to rely on just to keep that power plus going when you don't have your other grade 2s to rely on, like Clearview Angel or your Amputation Angel. And that's it for the grade 2s. We'll now move on to the grade 1s. I run 4 Sectio Angel. This is your last card to rely on with your Preside Chief Yomiel, with Yomiel and your Amputation Angel being all of the lineup for the Protect 2 marker plays you do in the deck. If you have a Protect marker in the same column as this unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. It gets Intercept and can intercept from the back row. So all in all, this is your go-to setup, having your Sectio Angel and your Amputation Angel in the same column, being able to intercept with this so you don't have to obviously give up your Amputation Angel, which is a great attacking unit on your turn against your opponent. Just having this for the extra shield, your opponent can't retire it with their own card effects or lock it with Link Joker, you name it, or bind it with Narukami. You have plenty of options for the setup with your Sectio Angels, so running 4 of this definitely helps. For the fact that you're maxing out the search, you'll be able to add it with your Yomiel into your hand also. And I also run from the newer set, Infinite Deity Cradle, the 4 Scanning Operator. At the end of the battle, it boosted if a new card was put into your opponent's damage zone this turn. Put this unit into your soul, draw a card, and discard a card from your hand. So it's just draw power with this card overall for your deck, being able to rely on the soul buildup to get the cards into the soul. To draw and discard, you can have unnecessary cards in your hand to use, so very, very useful as well in the deck. And lastly, I also run the 4 Service Improver. If a new card was put into your damage zone this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power or 5,000 shield. So whether it's on rear or guard circle, you have that additional plus shield or power to rely on with this card's continuous effect for the damage zone setup. And I also run the 2 Scalpel Angel. If your damage zone has 3 or more cards, this unit gets Intercept and plus 5,000 power. Just additional grade 1s to rely on for the Intercept power is a big plus for sure, relying on all the different defense you want to do in the deck. And now for the grade zeros. For the starter, I'm going with the new one from the set, Aidroid Resh, just the generic when wrote upon draw effect, and it will be errated to have the new skill when, you know, your opponent has a grade 1. You also get the additional shield in your hand also outside of the deck. And for the trigger lineup, I decided to stick with the 8 critical, so the 4 Pinky Denturist and the 4 critical hit Angel for the critical trigger lineup. For the draw triggers, I do have the 4 Battle Cupid Notiel in the deck. If you don't have this card, you can replace it for a generic draw trigger, and then the card to replace for the grade 1 rare sentinel would be the Service Improver, yeah, that's the name for it, and then just run the generic draw in the spot of that card. And lastly, the 4 heal trigger being the Sunny Smile Angel, just the generic heal we've had for Angel Feather from all the sets so far. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Definitely still working on the Chronofang deck for Gear Chronicle. Might also work on the Mark of Melek and also some of the Genesis Uranus deck. It just all comes down to gathering up the cards, being a little more difficult as of late. So if I either invest in some more boxes to open, I'll definitely be showing those on the channel. Or if I do end up just purchasing the cards to hopefully do the deck profiles later on for those bigger decks from the set. But until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.